Formula Racing League. My name is Nick. I'm going to be your commentator tonight. I'm flying solo. So my man Viet is having some technical difficulties tonight with his headset. So he will not be able to join me on commentary. I'm going to have to do it solo tonight. But he's going to race. So we will see him. We'll see him on the screen tonight. We're just not going to see him. We won't hear him in the race. So looking forward to this one. A little bit about last week. So last week was hectic. It was a pretty crazy finish there. We had the bit of a glitch there with sector 1, 2 and 3 yellow flags sort of glitched out, unfortunately, which caused a bit of a confusion at the end there. The winner though last week was Sandeezy. So took it home from Diddlick and PSI Legends in P3. So that's the third win on the trot for Sandeezy. So he's had a good run of it lately, and then before that he'd finished third in round 6 in Monaco, third in round 5 in Spain, and that was the since when he's joined the league. So when he started racing anyway. So he's in some good form currently, and we'll see if he can do 4 in a row around Austria. So it's a 4.31 kilometre, 10 turns, called the Red Bull Ring. I remember it when it used to be called the A1 Ring. That's probably before a lot of the people who's playing time tonight. But yeah, so it disappeared from the calendar for about 10 years, I think. About 2003, it was the last race there, and reappeared in 2013 after Red Bull decided to buy it and rebrand it the Red Bull Ring. Usually pretty good racing as well here. So in real life and in the virtual world as well. So hopefully that can replicate it here this evening, and we'll see what we've got. So yeah, so last week was pretty crazy. It was Sandeezy finished P1. It was Diddlick, PSI Legends, and then Primetime Raz in 4th, Silderfort 5th, Chihi Edmund in 6th, Rhino in 7th, Slidus in 8th. P9 was Hervina, and rounding out the top 10 was PHG Vengeance. So we'll see how it pans out. It's only a short circuit as well. I would be expecting probably around the 105, 106, somewhere around there to get pole position tonight. So we'll see who we got here. We got Chihi Edmund, which is he's had some solid results recently, and he'll be looking for another good result. So last week he qualified 16th, but before that he was 6th and 3rd. So had a bit of a rough one last week. He'll want to try and do a little bit better in Austria. So the weather looks good. We're doing short qualifying again, 18 minutes qualifying. There was talk of doing a full qualifying, so I'm not too sure what's happened there, but we've got the short qualifying as it is. So I think his teammate Rhino is out on a hot lap. He is Clearfa. So the man from Greece last week got into a few scrapes and scraps. Had a bit of a rough start. He qualified P2 last week, so we know he was fast. The race wasn't very kind to him. He had a few incidents, so he'll be wanting to go better. And he sits a 103.4. So my prediction of 104 or 105s is way off. We might even get to the 102s at this stage by the looks of things. So looking good there. What about CFR Vesti? So Vesti last week, his qualifying was P10. Before that was 14th and 13th. So you'll see how well he can go this evening. As it's a 104.4, so not a bad start for him. What about Chihi Edmund? We were just on board with him earlier. He's coming around the final turn 10. Crosses the line with a 103.9, so that's good enough for P3. As we stand with 14 minutes left in this qualifying session, Diddlick, he's invalidated his lap, so he's going to have to go again. Looks like we've got the McLaren of Slidus, so just the McLaren flying solo again. We've got 19 runners. this evening. Sliders is beginning his out lap. I'll see if I can jump on someone who's on a hot lap currently. That's Diddlick. He is invalidated his lap. Primetime Raz, so he's invalidated his lap again. So it is strict corner cutting. Does make it hard to get a lap around here, so it's very, very easy to get corner cutting penalties. So makes it a little bit difficult. Because it is a short track though, it doesn't hamper you too much. You can go again, can preserve those tyres to have another shot at it. As we see, Jack Jackson set a 110, so that's pretty slow. He'll have to go again very soon. Diddlick's invalidated his lap again, so I'm not too sure what's happening with him. Slardis, he's on a fast lap, so he's just coming through 7 and 8 now. Setting up for the right-hander at turn 9. Brakes super late there, hits the apex, drifts a little bit wide. Wants to use as much of the curb there. Turn 10. Comes across the line in a 103.8, so that's good enough for P3 as it stands. What about Crazy Kiwi in the Red Bull? He sets a purple sector 1, so he's on for a nice time here as he just comes up through turn 3. A very, very common overtaking part of the circuit there into turn 3. So I'm sure we'll see plenty of action as we come through there. So it's a 103.4. It's Cleophas who's on pole from PHV Vengeance, and Slardis round out at the top 3. We're a third of the way through qualifying. We've got just over 12 minutes remaining. So we're on board here with Crazy Kiwi as he comes through turn 7, the right-hander of turn 8. Yet to set a time. So a lot of guys have yet to set a time. There's only been 9 drivers so far who've set a time. Crazy Kiwi is about to make it number 10. And he goes a 103.9. So that's good enough for P5 for the Red Bull driver. What about, is this Henry Rogers? He always changes his PSN name. Rogers, Henry Rogers. I think it's Henry Rogers. Let's just say that it is, eh? So he's going around now. Is Baraka with us tonight? He is. I'm not too sure if he's got a wheel back or not yet. So he's been having some issues with his equipment the last few weeks, having to race on a controller. He put up a pretty good effort last week, but not too sure if he's back to using his normal setup. What about Viet? So he's been able to jump in, fill out a car for us, which is fantastic. Couldn't commentate tonight. Goes purple sector 1. Alright, so hopefully we can do an after-race interview with him. He's on the mediums as well. The only driver out there on the mediums as well. So, bit of a contrarian strategy there as we see Putin be hopping has joined us. So maybe we might get 20 drivers, which would be absolutely fantastic. Always good to see when we can get a full grid. I'd say the soft tyre, though, would be the tyre of choice. What about Sandeezy? He's invalidated his lap. We'll just stay with Viet for now. Not going to miss anyone else at this stage. There's a few guys on hot laps. I'll try and pick all of them up. We've got just over 10 minutes left, so we're just approaching the halfway mark of this qualifying session. It's still Cleophas on top. Viet goes a 105.2, so that's good enough for P11. His teammate CFR Vesti, he's on a slowdown lap, so we'll move away from him. PSI Legend, so the man from India, yet to set a time. He's about to cross the line though. He goes a 103.3, so good enough for P1 for the Renault driver. Primetime Raz, he has invalidated his lap. I think it's Rhino crossing the line. He goes a 104 flat, so that's good enough for 7th. Henry Rogers, we're talking about you before. You've invalidated your lap, so you'll have to go again. What about Diddlick? So last week was a good performance from this man. He's invalidated his lap. Oh, and he's off as well. So he's into the wall, out of the last turn. So Diddlick is out of the session. As we see more guys setting their times. Henry Rogers goes to purple sector 1. He gets a little bit sideways there, coming out of turn 3. So a lot of oversteer there. He's going to have to see if that's not affected him too much. We'll have a look at the splits. But Diddlick is out of the session. What about his teammate Hervina and the other Ferrari? What can he do? He's yet to set a time. one of 4 drivers to do so. He now does, goes a 104.2. So that's good enough for P13 currently. So Havina last week, he qualified 4th. So he's had some really good qualifying results actually. 4th, 7th, 5th, 6th, 2nd, 6th and 4th. Henry Rogers goes P11 with a 104 flat. He set the purple sector in P3 as well. So good time in sector 3. Just couldn't convert it in the other 2 sectors earlier on. So Sandeezy, he's invalidated his lap. We've got 8 minutes left in this short qualifying session. This is round 10 of season 2 of FRL. Thanks for joining us, whether you're joining us live, watching us on replay. Thanks for coming along and watching. Hope you're enjoying the action. And as we keep on board with Havina, so there looks like there's a Huss out there. That's Clearfus. So is he on a hot lap? He is. He's Viet's left the session. He's coming to the pits. All right. So that's Clearfus. Let's see Baraka. So he's yet to set a time. He's out there on the mediums. I can't tell yet if he's on controller. New wheel and pedals tonight for Sandeezy. So he did post something in the Discord as well. So looked very nice. I think it was Fanatec by the looks of it. Yeah, so that might be a reason for his pace this evening. I don't want to hear excuses though, Sandeezy. Come on. You would have had plenty of time to practice with it. P14 though is where he stands. So Baraka, he's beginning his first flying lap of the session. He is the only driver out there, so he has the track all to himself. We can ride on board with the Spaniard. Still can't tell if he's controller or not. He put up good pace last week, so he qualified 3rd with his controller. So he had a week of practice. I'm not too sure what is wrong with his equipment currently though. But this is the usual standard for him. He usually does qualify on the alternate tyre. It's generally just, sort of how good this guy is. Ooh, gets a little bit of oversteer there coming into turn 7 there. That's the secret to this track, is using all of the curbs but keeping it within the limits. As we see him doing exactly that right there as he comes through turn 9. Now turn 10. Ooh, he just keeps it in there. And he goes a 103.8. So that's good enough for P4. So whether he has his equipment or not, I don't know. We've got to invite. Where are we? Got to invite Viet back. Here we go. Give me a second here. All right. Let's hope we can get him back. I'll send him another invite. There you go, Viet. Invite sent. So hopefully we can get him back. But we're back to the action. So currently on top of the timesheets is the Renault driver of PSI Legends. So he's a 103.3. Clearfus, has he gone out? Has he crashed out? No, I'm not too sure. Let's have a quick look. No. All right. So I don't know if he's having some connection issues there. But clear, or is if he's just that confident that he's just gone, yeah, I'm cool. I'm going to chill for now. What about Slater? So he sets a purple sector 2. So he currently sits in P6 with a 103.8 as we approach 4.5 minutes remaining in this short qualifying session. Making his way around turn 9. Now into turn 10, making sure he doesn't invalidate that lap right at the last second. He goes a 103.9, so not good enough to move him up from P6. So the two Alfa Romeos, they're both on their out laps currently. Just, I think Havina is coming around. He's invalidated his lap. All right, so he's going to have to go again. See if Vesti's just behind him. So he's going to look to set another fast time. He's currently down in P17. So see if Vesti, he has, last week, yeah, it was P10. So he hasn't had the best of qualifying. We'll see what he can do. He's usually not too bad in the races, from what I can recall. Is this Vengeance? It is. So he's 2/10 up and he's invalidated his lap, surely. No, he hasn't. So he mustn't have gained any advantage. Goes to 103.77. So good enough for P5 in the Haas. This is Henry Rogers. He is making his way through the final turn. Turn 10. He's currently in P13. He moves up into P3 with a 103.4. So nice work from Henry Rogers. What about Rhino? You have not invalidated your lap. You are currently P12 with a 104 flat. So 3 minutes remaining in the session. Starting to get down to the crunch time. Oh, he's invalidated his lap right on the last turn. So he's going to have to go again. This is CFR Bestie having another run. So he couldn't improve on his time either. So he'll have to have another go at it. A few guys in the pits and a couple of guys on out laps as well. Looks like Iron Apple's just started his lap. He is currently P14. So Iron Apple, I think this might be, if I'm not mistaken, I believe this is his first race in FRL. So welcome to Iron Apple. Racing in the Racing Point tonight. His teammate, Henry Rogers, is P3. Iron Apple's in P14. See if he can improve that time. Goes he's on a 104, a 104 flat. I think we might have had Silderfoot join the session, so we'll see if he's able to get in a car. But we've got 19 runners, 18 currently because Diddle crashed out at the last turn. We picked that up on the stream. A little bit of action. So Iron Apple 7/10 down on his best time. So not looking like he will improve that time. So King Mural, the king. Last week's qualifying, not that great, P18, but before that it was 4th, 10th and 7th. He was second in Spain in round 5, so we'll see what the king has for us tonight as he makes his way through turn 10, crosses the line with a 104 flat. So it's good enough for P14. So I reckon the king might want to go again. Not really a king kind of quality lap, that one, so we'll have to wait for him to go again. Jack Jackson down pretty low there. So last week's podium getter, podium person, whatever you want to call it. Bit lost for words on that one. Yeah, so he's down in P16. We'll see if he can put a lap together as we approach less than a minute left in the session. Looks like there's an Alfa Romeo. There's some Alfa Tauris just picking them up. This is Vesti. So he's on a slowdown lap. What about Iron Apple? He's 300ths down. Ooh, he rides that curb pretty close. Oh, I reckon he has invalidated his lap. Alright, so he set a 104.1. Not as fast as what he's already set either already. Alright. Just trying to pick everyone up currently. I think Jack Jackson's on a hot lap. He is. So he's 200s down on his best time. Can he reclaim that? He can't because he invalidates his lap. So he's going to remain down in P17. We've got Ash. I believe this might be the debut of Ash in this league as well. So welcome to Ash. What about Chihi Edmund? I can pronounce his name now. How much better is that? He is P11 currently. What can he do? With a 103.9. We've gone 000. Makes his way through turn 10. Make sure he doesn't invalidate that lap. Goes up to P9 with a 103.8. So I think Viet has set a purple sector 2. He's currently P8 with a 103.8. So we'll see if he can better his time. No, he can't. He goes into the pits. All right. What about Hervina? He's invalidated his lap time. Jack Jackson, he's invalidated his lap time as well. So it looks like that could be it. Baraka is 10 seconds down, so no good for him. And we're just waiting on one of the Alfa Romeo. So that is it for this qualifying session. So it's PSI Legends who takes out pole position well done to PSI Legends. I believe that is his second pole position. So second pole position in 3 races. So well done to him. He's shown his class once again. It's Cleophas in second. It's Henry Rogers in third. Then comes Sandeezy. So even though he's on the new wheel tonight, he's still able to put it into P4, which is a really good result for him. Primetime Raz Baraka is in P6. Then we've got Vengeance in P7. Viet representing the commentators in P8. Chihi Edmund, who comes home in P9. Then it's Slardis in P10. So Vesti after that. Crazy Kiwi in P11. It's Ash, then Rhino, and then I'll just scroll down. Where is he? Rhino. Then it's the King in P15. Iron Apple in P16. Jack Jackson. Don't know what's happening with him, but he finds himself P17. Hervina in P18. And then Diddlick, the Welshman. He qualifies in P19. So that's our grid for round 10, season 2 of FRL. Everyone's done that on the soft tyre bar Baraka. Soft medium strategy is pretty much optimum around here. It's 36 laps. Your soft tyre is generally going to last about 15 laps around here. You'll be able to get that out pretty well. And then your medium is around 20 to 22 laps. Let's go to race director. Let's see what these guys do. So Crazy Kiwi, how is he in P1? It was PSI Legends. It's gone down to P4. So I'm not too sure how that's happened. Viet was 4/10 up, then no fuel left. All right. I don't know what's happened there. Crazy Kiwi. So he qualified down in P12. So hopefully this isn't the... Surely this is not the qualifying order. I wouldn't believe. No, I don't think so. All right. Cool. So we'll wait for everyone. Oh, no, it is Q2. What am I doing? Oh, it is Q2. All right. So, wow. We're doing full qualifying tonight. All right. My mistake. So who'd we lose? We lost Diddlick. We lost Hervina. And we lost Jack Jackson. We lost Iron Apple. And then we also, we lost, it's not Crazy. I can't remember who the other one was. P15. Oh, what a shame. I didn't know what we were doing. All right. I thought it was a bit weird. All right. Q2. Here we go. So, yeah, we lost, Iron Apple, Jack Jackson, Hervina, Diddlick, and there was one other that I can't recall that we lost. All right. So Crazy Kiwi is out. All right, so the Q2 obviously is the tyre that they'll use to start the race on. So I see a mixture of mediums and softs out there. How embarrassing. I didn't know that it was, we're doing full qualifying. So, my mistake. I feel like a bit of an idiot now. Yeah. Just, yeah, anyway, we'll plow ahead anyway. All right. Let's forget that. It was a good little qualifying session anyway. But Crazy Kiwi is going to send us on our way. So we've got 7 or 8 guys out there on track currently. Well, most of the guys are actually out on track. Sorry, nearly everyone. There's only one driver in the pits. That's Viet. So not commentating tonight. We'll see what Crazy Kiwi can do as we move. This is Q2. Cleophas goes fastest with a 104. We got Vesti coming through with some times as well. I think, is that Rhino? Yeah, Rhino's about to cross the line. Yep, he goes fastest with a 103.7. Vengeance goes fastest with a 103.4. Ash is on his fast lap currently. PSI Legends is on an out lap. He's invalidated his lap, Ash. So we'll have to wait for him to go again. Henry Rogers, this is his first timed lap. Ooh, he invalidates it right at the very last, the last corner. So he will have to go again. What about Chihi Edmund? He goes a 104.4, so good enough for P6 currently. The King, he's invalidated his lap. Primetime Raz, he's towards the end of his lap. What about Slatus? He's already invalidated, so no good for him. So Primetime in the Mercedes, this is going to be a pretty slow time. So he's invalidated his lap somewhere along the line there as well. Rhino will be just cooling down at this stage, I would suggest. This is Ash, he's invalidated his lap. PSI Legends, he was the fastest time in Q1. So he is currently coming around turn 10. Goes a 104.1, so good enough for P5. We're into the 103s, or 103.4. Vengeance in the Haas there. Rogers, Henry Rogers, he's invalidated his lap's coming into the pits. Chihi Edmund, he's coming into the pits as well. I think Slatus will be coming into the pits as well, if I'm not mistaken. No, he hasn't set a lap yet, so... No, he's coming into the pits. Alright. What about the King? He's going to come into the pits as well. Oh, who was that who went past him? That was Primetime Raz. He's invalidated his lap, so no good for him. PSI Legends, he's invalidated his lap. So the track has gone pretty quiet for now. Most guys have done their first run. We've got just under 10 minutes left in this session. Alright, so drivers that we have lost in the first session, Diddleick, it was Hervina, it was Jack Jackson, and then Iron Apple. And then there was one more, I can't remember who it was though. No, that was it, just Iron Apple. Alright, cool, so they were the 4 drivers that we lost. Let's focus on the 15 drivers that we have here. This is Primetime Raz. On those mediums, he's aborting that lap. Just looking for guys on a hot lap. This is Viet. He's not on a hot lap, but no one is currently. So we'll stay with Viet representing the commentary team tonight. So good luck to my compatriot, the Dutchman. Is actually a pretty solid. It's a very good driver in his own right. Does a lot of league racing. King Mural retired from the session. What happened, King? Has he had an incident? No. Not too sure what's happened to the King. Hopefully he can get back in. Viet, so he's off on his fast lap. His teammate CFR Vesti is just in front of him as he comes through turn 3. CFR Vesti's a corner ahead. He's just at turn 4 now. So these two are going to set times quite near each other. If we see Vesti, he's on the mediums. Viet is also on the mediums. So are a lot of drivers currently. There's 2, 4, 6, 7 drivers. So nearly half the field are on softs and the other half are on mediums. So Vesti just making his way through the final turn now. Doesn't go too wide, so no risk of invalidating his lap. It's going to be a pretty slow time though. So he still remains in P7 with 104.3 or 104.6 for Viet. So we've got 7.5 minutes left. Drivers in the drop zone is Ash in the Renault. So he's about to set a time. So it looks like that was an invalidated lap. So Ash, Henry Rogers, King Mural. So King Mural's left. I'm not too sure what's happening with him. Slatus and Primetime Raz. Crazy Kiwi's about to set his another time. He's 8/10 up. He goes P1 with a 103.4. So nice drive from Crazy Kiwi there. We're back to Viet. Not too sure if he's going on another lap here or not. His teammate CFR Vesti is ahead of him still. He's 3/10 down. So He's not going to improve on his time. What about Ash? He's in the drop zone. He's yet to set a time. He's just set a purple sector 2. He's on the soft tyres. A brand new, fresh set of softs. He's coming around turn 9. Doesn't run it too wide there. Turn 10. Oh, is that an invalidation? It is. So, tough luck for Ash there. He's still got 6.5 minutes to set a time. But the clock is counting. Here's Henry Rogers. He goes a 1:03.1, so that's good enough for P1. So nice time from Henry Rogers there. Here comes Slardis. He goes a 1:03.8, so he's well out of the drop zone. He's P5. I see a Williams out there. That's Sandeezy. He's had some sort of moment there, so that's not going to set a competitive time for him. We'll stay with him, though, for now. Is Ash going to go again? He's invalidated his lap again. So, no good for Ash. He's not having a good time out there. Rhino, he's in P4. He's invalidated his lap again. So, it's kind of Canada all over again. Sandeezy set a purple sector 1. Canada, we had nearly every driver, I think it was every driver, get penalties during the race. And it's very easy to corner cut in Canada as it is here. So we'll hopefully we don't get the same extent of penalties, but it's looking likely at this stage. Fingers crossed the race improves. So Sandeezy, he's currently P9. He is close to the drop zone. He's a 1:04.1 with his new wheel. He's very, very close to invalidating his lap, and he does it on the last turn. So there's nothing worse than that. What about PSI Legends? He's on an out lap. Baraka Capshalom, he comes out. Slardis is pitting. We've got just under 5 minutes left in Q2. Which didn't realise until we started that we're doing started Q2 that we're doing full qualifying. So apologies for earlier, but we've seemed to have made up for that. We've got 15 drivers. We're going to cut 5 more off. We've already lost Diddlick, Havina, Jack Jackson and Iron Apple. Here comes Primetime Raz. He's beginning his fast lap now. So we'll stick with him for the time being. As he heads up can you call it a straight? Not really, because it has a turn in it. A very faint turn that a Formula 1 car would generally ignore. So using all the curb there for turn 3, being careful of that yellow sausage curve, opens up the DRS, heads down this short little straight for the right-hander of turn 4. So it's a downhill braking zone, brakes about 70 metres out, uses the curb on the entry and on the exit there, keeps a nice tight line as he makes his way through turn 5. Turn 6, the left-hander, almost like a double apex sort of, it's almost like the outside of a jigsaw piece puzzle. So using all the curves, I touched on that earlier, it's using the curves as much as you legally can around this circuit. So he's almost at the end of the lap now. So turn 9, the right-hander, brakes about the 50 metre mark, chucks it in, runs a little bit wide, keeping as much momentum. Oh, he's invalidated the lap. No, he hasn't. He's going to cross the line with a 1:04.9, so it's good enough for P13. He's still in the danger zone though. So he will need to go again to improve on that time, as we have just over 3 minutes left in this Q2. We're round 10 of FRL Season 2. Thanks for joining us. Hope you're enjoying it. As Vesti, he's got a brand new fresh set of softs on, and he sets a purple sector 2. So nice work from Vesti. He's currently P10, so he will want to keep that momentum going, because he's very, very close to the drop zone. Chihi Edmonds right behind him. And he sets a 1:03.9, so moves himself up into P7. So you breathe a little bit easier, knowing that he's P7. Primetime Raz is a cool down lap. He's 3 lap old mediums. So he'll want to go again. He might end up chucking a set of softs on to get himself into Q3. Alright, who else do we have out there? So this is Viet. Viet currently in the drop zone. He's P12 with a 1:04.6. So he is at risk of dropping out. We'll see if the commentator come race car driver today can get through into Q3. As he's coming around through... what was that? That's turn turn 4. Yep, turn 5, turn 6 now, the left-hander. Using all that curb. I think that's prime time Raz in front of him. Looks like Vengeance is retired from the session, so potentially he feels quite comfortable with his time. He's sitting up in P3, and Viet's pulled out of that one. Alright, so a minute and a half left. He's going to have to go again. Not sure what happened there, but we'll get back to him shortly. His teammate Vesti is out there. Poor old Ash, he hasn't been able to really get a decent crack at it this evening. Slardis is not going to set a time at the pace that he's going. What about Chihi Edmund? So he's coming up to, this is turn 4, the right-hander. So he's in the drop zone, a 104.4, P11. Let's see what he can do. He set a purple sector 2 there. So he's got pace. He's got Sandeezy in front of him, the man with the new wheel. So can he knock Sandeezy out? That would be a pretty big scalp. So he keeps it within the track limits there. Around the final turn goes P5. So Chihi Edmund, nice lap there from him. So, oh, who's this? This is Vesti. Oh, and Sandeezy's disqualified from the session. All right, so that's a big out. So Sandeezy disqualified from the session, the winner of the last 3 races. Baraka has decided to exit as well. What about Ash? We're down to 00. So Ash is currently in P13. He's had trouble with his laps all session. He finally gets a valid lap and he goes P8. So his teammate PSI Legends can't better his time, so he's going to be out. He's in P12. What about Vesti? He's done for the session. Viet, what has he got? So he's going to have to go. I think Chihi Edmund is in front of him. He is. He's 2/10 down. Is he going to stay out? He's safe for now, though. He's P6 on those soft tyres. Ooh, gets a big tank slapper out of turn 10. Still improves his time. So he must have been on an absolute flyer. He remains in P6. Viet, he's in P11. His teammate's in front of him in P10. Can he knock his teammate out of Q2? And he does. So he goes P6. So nice driving from the Dutchman with a 103.5. So great driving from him to make it into Q3. And that looks like it is going to be it for Q2. So out of the session goes Sandeezy. So that's a big out for him. Then it was also King Mural and Primetime Raz. So those guys, King Mural seemed to struggle a bit in that session. Wasn't too sure what was happening with him. Out also goes PSI Legends. So he's gone as well. And the last one is CFR Vesti. So he's out too. So remaining 10, Clearfus, Henry Rogers, Crazy Kiwi. It's PHE, it's Vengeance, Baraka, Viet, Chihi Edmund, Slardis, Rhino, and Ash. So not too sure what happened to Sandeezy there. It said disqualified for going the wrong way around the circuit. So not too sure what happened to him. Maybe it's the new wheels. Not calibrated properly. I'm not too sure. But yeah, another exciting session there. So the fastest time there was a 103.1. So we'll see if they can drop into the 102s for this session, where the tyres don't matter as much, and they can go absolutely flat out. So we'll see what they've got. All right, so it's a 12-minute session, and the clock's ticked over. It started, and here we go. So no one's yet to come out. Bit anticlimactic. I guess it gives us a bit to talk about the circuit, doesn't it? So as I was saying, yeah, it used to be called the A1 Ring. The Austrian Grand Prix is sort of ping-ponged around a little bit, but did hold it for a fair while. 97, I think it came back onto the calendar. Jacques Villeneuve won that day, and then 03 was when it went off the calendar, a year after the quite a controversial finish between Rubens Barrichello and Michael Schumacher. So he had to pull over just on the front straight of the last lap there to let the great man through for victory, which fans and everyone else alike were not very happy about whatsoever. Then yeah, it was off the calendar for 10 years and came back again. So 2013, after Red Bull brought it. Recent winners, Valtteri Bottas has won twice in the last 4 years, and so has Max. We had that cracking race last year where Lando Norris managed to get a podium after, funnily enough, penalties to Hamilton was able to get on there. So we've had some cracking races. Verstappen a couple of years ago, I think 2018. So yeah, it's always provided good racing, this track. It's a short little sort of go-kart-esque track. Herman Tilke got his hands on this track and sort of, as he does with most tracks, he sanitised it, and here's what we see before us now as Crazy Kiwi is going to be the first man out there to set a time. So in the Red Bull, the track's pretty busy. We've got only two drivers in the pits. That's Chihi Edmund, and Baraka is also in the pits as well. So Crazy Kiwi is going to get us underway. We'll see what he's got. So 103.1 was the fastest time in Q2. So we'll see if they can get into the 102s. As mentioned, they don't need to use this set to start their race on, so they can go absolutely flat out. They don't need to worry about any conservation, any tyre wear. They can just go for it. So let's see what Crazy Kiwi. He's going to set the marker. Looking all right at the moment. He's got turn 10 to navigate. Does that. Goes right over that sausage curb. He's going to set it with a 103.5. So a good start from what one would have to assume is the New Zealander. This is Rhino. So he is going to come around and he does a 103.6. Oh, it was invalidated right at the last second on the last lap. So Viet goes a 103.9. Good enough for P2 currently. What about Clearfus? So he's invalidated his lap already. So he's going to have to go again. His teammate Vengeance is coming across the line now. And he goes a 103.6. So that's good enough for P2. What about Henry Rogers in the Racing Point? He's been pretty speedy all session throughout Q1 and Q2. Let's see what he can do in Q3. That lap is valid, so good work. He goes P1 with a 103 flat. So we've almost got the first venture into the 102s. We came agonisingly close. Ash with a 103.5, so good enough for P3. Who else do we have out there? This is Slatus. So he's on his first time lap. We've got just over 8 minutes left in Q3. Comes around the final turn, turn 10. Keeps it inside the boundaries of the track. Goes a 103.6, so good enough for P4. So 6 drivers have set a time. Yet to set a time is Baraka, Rhino, Clearfus. Chihi Edmund is on his outlap. So where's he? So he's just approaching turn 9 now. Warming up those tyres. Getting set up, ready to go. So he wants to be careful to not invalidate in that part of the circuit, because it will invalidate that lap and the next on the final turn. So he keeps it well within track limits, which is good for the Alfa Romeo driver. And looks like that was a Mercedes. I'd say that's Baraka getting out of the way for him there as he makes his way up to the right-hander of turn 3. So he's already set a purple sector for sector 1. So this man is, he's also been another one who's sort of stuck around the top of the timesheets. He's been hanging out there all through the previous 2 sessions. So we know he's got some pace. Let's see if he can convert that pace into a pole position. Currently, it's Henry Rogers with a 103 flat from Crazy Kiwi and Ash. So 103.551, 103.581 between Crazy Kiwi and Ash. So 300ths of a second between those two. Now here's Chihi Edmund coming around turn 9. Gets through, navigates turn 10, so keeps it valid. Sets a 103.4. So that's good enough for P2. So nice lap from Chihi Edmund in the Alfa Romeo. So that leaves 3, Baraka, Rhino and Cleophas, all yet to set a time. Baraka just starting his fast lap now. Cleophas is in the pits. So we've got just over 6 minutes left. Maybe he's leaving it right to the last second. But here's this man, Baraka. The man we're all quite familiar with. You don't need to call him by his full name. Everyone knows who he is. Let's see what he can do. So he sets a purple sector 1. So he's already on it. This is also a man that you expect around the top of the timesheets. And he's sort of been hanging around there as well. Ooh, he keeps all 4 wheels within the track limits there as he comes around turn 4, turn 5. Now into turn 6. So keeping a nice tight line through there. Using all of the track. Goes a purple sector 2. So the man is on it. Oh no, he's invalidated. Oh dear. Too bad. That's rough. So he's had to invalidate. That's an invalidated lap for him. He's currently P8, yet to set a time. Q3, 5 minutes left. Rhino is beginning his fast lap, and Cleophas is still in the pits. So not too sure what's happening with him, but I do know what's happening with Rhino because he's just set a purple sector 1. So the Alfa Romeo, his teammate, is in P2 with a 103.4. Let's see if he can get himself up there and have an Alfa Romeo front row lockout. Currently it's Henry Rogers still occupying P1. Crazy Kiwi in P3 and Ash P4. So those 2 drivers on the second row of the grid. Rhino goes purple sector 2. This guy is actually not a bad qualifier. I'm just trying to bring up his stats now. So he's qualified, didn't race last week. Ooh, keeps it within the limits. He was 2nd the week before that, 8th the week before that. Goes a 103.5. So that's good enough for P3. Here's Baraka. He's invalidated his lap again. What about Viet? Viet has invalidated his lap as well. Alright, so it's all quiet. They're all going to reset and get ready to go again in pretty much the second portion of this Q3 session. So at the moment it's Henry Rogers from Chihi Edmund, Rhino, Crazy Kiwi, Ash, Slardus, Vengeance, Viet, Baraka and Cleophas. So Cleophas has not set a time. Neither has Baraka. So we've seen he's had a few issues with his keeping the track validation. Rhino, surely he's not going another. No, he's not. All right. So this is Viet. He's not. Oh, is he on a time lap? I'm not too sure. No. Alright. This is, yeah, so just trying to pick up who's actually out there. So this is Ash. He's on an outlap. So it's pretty quiet track at the moment. Less than 3 minutes left. Yeah, this is Ash. We saw him have his trouble with validating laps and whatnot earlier on. But he's in P5 with a 103.5. So he's on his outlap. Pretty quiet track. Only 3 cars out there. Baraka is one of them. Ash is the other. And Viet. And Viet now removes himself from the circuit. He goes into the pits. So here we go. So let's do a lap. It's pretty much Ash all by himself. Oh, he's invalidated his lap again. Ash, what are you doing, son? So it's so easy to do here around here with the strict corner cutting. So he's going to have to re-go again. Looks like there is a Haas coming out. That's Vengeance. Looks like the Red Bull of Crazy Kiwi. He's coming out on the track as well. What about Baraka? So he's yet to set a time. We've got less than 2 minutes in this Q3. So this is for all the marbles. This is to see who is going to start front of field. Currently it's Henry Rogers, the Englishman. So thanks for getting up early. Well, it's not really, it's, I guess, depends on what your definition of early is. It's like 9 o'clock over there, I think. Or did they have the daylight? They've had daylight savings. That's always a confusing time of year. As we see Baraka go a purple sector 1. So let's see if he can keep that momentum. Last time we saw him, he invalidated his lap. I think it was around, where was it? Around turn 6 and 7, I believe it was. Through there, I'm not too sure, but a bit of a brake lock up there into turn 4. Looks like he's come out of it all right. He's about to come up to the sector 2 marker, so we'll see how he's travelling. He's going all right. Not a purple sector though. So we did see that brake lock up. Maybe that had a bit of an effect. He's coming around turn 9 now. Looking nice and stable. Doesn't... Oh, he's right on the edge there. So looking like good time. So 102.5. So Baraka. So that's more what we expect. That's more what we're used to. So he's reasserted his dominance. And Clearfus has finally come out. So with less than 30 seconds, Clearfus is on the track. Slatus is on his out lap. Just going to try and pick everyone up so I can just line them up. So here's Ash. Last time we saw him, he invalidated his lap on the final turn. He's kept this lap clean. He goes P3 with a 103.2. So nice work, Ash. What about Vengeance? What's he got? He's almost 2 tenths up on his best time. He's currently in P8 with a 103.6. Here goes a 103.3, so good enough for P4. So he's on the second row. Crazy Kiwi. He's currently on the 4th row with a 103.5. Here goes a 103.4. He goes P6, so he remains on the 3rd row. Clearfus goes P2 with a 103 flat. So he's finally made his appearance, and he's made it a good one. Chihi Edmund, he's invalidated his lap. What about Henry Rogers? So he sat on that pole position for a fair while. He's 1 tenth up on his best time. Goes P2 with a 102.9. So great effort there from Henry Rogers. Viet, what does he have? He's almost half a second up on his best time. He's currently P2. He's coming around turn 9 now. Turn 10. Keeps it within the limits. Gets a clean exit. Looks like a good time. Goes a 103.4. So good enough for P6. So he's representing the commentators well tonight. Ash is on a cool down lap. I don't think there's anyone else out there who can contend. So it's that man again, Baraka, with a 102.5. So cracking lap. In saying that though, Henry Rogers was a 102.9. So cracking drive from Henry Rogers. But it's Baraka who's taken pole position from Henry Rogers. Then it's Clearfus in P3. It's Ash in P4, so on debut. Vengeance in P5. Then it's Viet, so representing the commentators tonight, P6. Chihi Edmund in P7. Crazy Kiwi. He has a solid P8. And then P9 is Rhino. And then making up P10 is Slatus in the McLaren. So great driving from everyone. We had a bit of a rough start there. I didn't know that we're doing a full qualifying. That was my fault, but it's worked out all right. And we've seen Baraka claim yet another pole position. So as far as I know, that's at least his 4th pole position for this season. So the man showing his class once again. Still not too sure if he is back to using his rig or controller. I dare say he's probably back to his rig with a time like that, a 102.5. That's very speedy. So we'll wait for everyone to get their setup sorted, and we'll be back for the race. All right, so we've got less than 10 seconds left. Let's have a look at tyre situation. So Jack Jackson, Hervina, both going on the hards. Iron Apple on the mediums. Same with King Mural and Primetime Raz. And then Vesti and PSI Legends. Both going on the hard tyres. So interesting strategy from those guys. We'll have to see how it all plays out. Looks like Putin be hopping has joined us. So he's come in as the 20th driver. So we've got a full grid with us. And it's going to be Baracco who's going to lead us away from Henry Rogers. So Henry Rogers, another cracking time. The only other driver to get into the 102s. So great driving from Henry Rogers. Clearphas, P3. I think he's Greek from if I'm not mistaken. Don't quote me on that. Ash. So after all the trials and tribulations and not being able to set a time, he sets a cracking time to get himself into P4. Vengeance in the Haas in P5. Then it's Viet, P6. So nice work from Viet. Chihi Edmund, P7. Crazy Kiwi, P8. And it's Rhino, P9. Slardus rounding out the top 10. CFR Vesti in the AlphaTauri, he's 11th. PSI Legends, so nice helmet there, PSI Legends. 12th, Primetime Raz in 13th. The King, P14. Sandeezy, so he had the disqualification from Q2, so he starts in P15. Iron Apple, P16. Jack Jackson, oh, who was that? That was someone at the back there. Oh, so, alright. Hervina, Diddleick, and Putin be hopping. So I'm not too sure who that was. I think it was PSI Legends maybe, who had a bit of an issue on the warm-up lap. So it looks like everyone else has managed to get around to the grid. So we're about to start. This is round 10, season 2, FRL Pro-Am League. This is Div 1. Hope you're enjoying the stream. Let's see what sort of race these guys can put on for us tonight. So 1 light, 2 lights, 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights. The Roves rise. Held them a long time, but we're away. We're round 10, Austria, FRL. We are underway. Baracca leads him from Henry Rogers. Clearphas trying to make a move on him on the outside. Can't get it done. Then it's Ash in the Renault there. Looks like Vengeance behind him in the Haas looking to make a move. Viet, Chihi Edmund down in P7. So everyone seems to have gotten away cleanly. I don't see any spinners. I don't see any carbon fibre flying around at the... Oh, we've got a spinner! That was Viet. I think it's Viet who's spun at turn 2. So, oh no, they're going to go 3 wide. Who's this? This is Crazy Kiwi, virtual safety car. So that was Viet who caused that big pile up there at turn 3. He turned it around. So he's had a terrible start. Is he going to have to... Has he got any damage? Doesn't look like he has much damage there. What about the King? What's happened to the King? Not too sure what's happened to him, but... so we've had a little bit of... Oh no, Primetime Raz is out as well. So I'm not too sure what's happened to Primetime, but it's Baracca leading. Henry Rogers, P2, Clearphas. We're under virtual safety car. Looks like we're back underway. So this is our King Mural. Gets a drive-through penalty for driving for speeding under the safety car. But it's Baracca leading him into turn 1, and then there comes Henry. No, I was going to say Sandeezy, but it's doing that glitch thing again. But it is with Henry Rogers here. This is Clearphas. Having a look. Not quite close enough there. This is Sandeezy's find himself down in P9. Started P15. So he's had a pretty good start there. Viet, unfortunately, has dropped down 6 spots. So he's our biggest loser at the moment. Oh, that was Vesti having a look at Sandeezy at turn 4. Couldn't get it done. So now it's PSI Legends are going to be able to take him as well. So Vesti's dropped a couple of laps there, a couple of positions in one turn. What about Iron Apple? Where's he? He's P12. So we can see Putin be hopping. He's made up 7 spots. Sandeezy's made up 6. They're our biggest winners. Viet has dropped 9. Crazy Kiwi has dropped a lot as well. So there are 2 biggest losers as well. It's Baraka out in front though from Henry Rogers and Cleophas. And Ash is hanging in there as well. So it's a pretty condensed field as we begin lap 3. This is Putin B. Hoppin. He's going to have a go at Iron Apple. He's got the DRS and he's got ERS. He's on the softer tyre as well. Oh, managed to pull it up the inside. Iron Apple's going to have to go around the outside. Putin's going to have the good line into here, so Vesti might get in the way here as well. He doesn't. He manages to stay out of it. We just had a change for P2, P3 while we're on board with these guys. So I'll get to that in a second. So Putin be hopping. He's moved up into P12. Henry Rogers, though, has dropped down into P3. So Cleophas took him earlier. As we see the first driver to get a penalty is Rhino with a 3-second time penalty. We've already got a 1-second gap between Baraka, and he sets the fastest lap with a 106 flat. So he's liking his pace out there in the front. In terms of tyres, that's what the tyre situation is. Putin be hopping is on a charge. Oh, he bangs side by side with Vesti there as they've gone through turn 1. So it didn't look like there was any damage caused to either car. This is Rhino and Sandeezy. Sandeezy's got the move done there. So he moves up into P8. Rhino's got that 3-second time penalty as well, as we saw earlier. Vesti is coming under attack from all angles. Now it's Viet who's going to have a go at him. Going into turn 4, the right-hander, he's got the inside run. So Vesti's got those harder tyres. The strategy's not looking great at the moment because he's got all these faster guys around him on the softer compounds. The faster compounds and Diddleick manages, oh, he's going to go around the outside. He's still going to have to go around the outside. He does. So he manages to complete that move. Henry Rogers receives a time penalty as well, 3 seconds. No doubtedly for corner cutting. This is Putin be hopping. Having another look at Iron Apple. He's going to get the DRS as they head up the front straight. Gives a press of the overtake button now. Not a good camera angle, Cody's, when we need it, but there we go. So Putin be hopping, goes up the inside. Iron Apple runs wide, comes back onto the circuit. It's going to be a drag race now up into turn 3. Looks like Iron Apple's able to get it done, so he's able to recover that position. Now it's Viet coming in on this as well. So he goes up the inside of Putin. Can he get that job done? He can't. So opportunistic move from the Dutchman there. Iron Apple is able to scamper away, and Putin be hopping's going to continue chasing the racing point. Oh, he goes deep under brakes. Runs a little bit wide. Opens up the door for Viet. He's going to have to go around the outside. Putin's going to defend pretty hard here. Looks like Viet might have the pace to go around. No, he doesn't. All right. Oh, they're still going at it here. Side-by-side racing. This is cracking racing. Viet manages to get it done as we see Jack Jackson receive a penalty. So Viet has moved up into P12. Putin be hopping. He's dropped down into P13. That was some really close, hard racing between those two side by side. That was through turn 6 and 7 there. So great racing by those two. We've got an exciting start to the race here. We're lap 6 of 36, so we're starting to tick him over already. This is Vengeance. So he's got Ash in his sights at the moment as they go up to towards turn 4. This short little straight down into the downhill braking area. And looks like it's Jack Jackson making a pit. I don't think that would be scheduled. Soft runners we should be expecting in around about lap 13 to 15. The medium runners around lap 20 to 22, and then the hard runners anything 20 laps plus would be where we'd expect them to stop. So we won't be seeing scheduled pit stops for a little while longer, as we're only on lap 6. So a little ways to go before we get there. So plenty more action to unfold before we have that first round of pit stops. And here's PSI Legends. So he's looking to give us a little bit of action himself. He's down in P10. He's giving chase to Rhino in the Alfa Romeo as they come up the front straight. He's got the DRS. He's got the DRS, not using his ERS. He's got good battery in there though. He's going to save that for later in the lap. He's on the hard tyre, so he might just bide his time, as Rhino's on the soft, faster tyre. Gap out in front though is not too bad. Clearfus is only 3/10 behind Baraka. Now it's less than 3/10, or it sort of hovered around there, but so Baraka's not just going to walk away and win this. Sandeezy's moved up into P7, so the man who's won the last 3 races in a row, he's moved up from P15 into P7, so he's going to give chase. He's saying, I want a piece of this action as well. I'm not going to let you guys just walk away with it. So maybe Baraka had a bit of a moment, because he's opened up a half a second gap further on Clearfus. So it's out to 8/10 as we see Rhino pick up another 3-second time penalties. We begin lap 8 of 36. And it's Baraka leading us from Clearfus, Henry Rogers, Vengeance, Chihi Edmund, Sandeezy, Slardus, Rhino, PSI Legends rounds out the top 10. So the field's starting to spread itself out a little bit now. Saw a pretty exciting start there. Viet turned around at turn 3, so caused a bit of a traffic pile up. This is Diddleick, so the Welshman had some issues with his front wing there. He's had to get that replaced. He goes on to the mediums. Iron Apple and Putin Hoppin are going at it again. These two have been stuck at the hip most of the race so far. So Iron Apple's able to move into P12 there. So he's able to hold off the hard-charging McLaren driver. Only 5 drivers with penalties. Hopefully it stays that way. We don't want to see penalties deciding the race. That's all part of the skill and the art of it as well, is being able to stay within the track limits, yet keep a fast pace. And we see Clearfus pick up a penalty as well. So the race kind of settling down a little bit now. We're almost a third distance. Putin B. Hoppin, these two have been at each other's throat the whole time, him and Iron Apple. Let's see if he's got the ERS, he's got the DRS. Going up the front straight. He's able to send it. He does. So nice move from Putin. Iron Apple, though, is not going to give it up without a fight. And he takes it back as well. So he's got a little bit of battery left. Not much. Doesn't use it. Putin goes up the inside again. So they're swapping positions just a bit. Feels like every corner at this stage. Iron Apple's going to fight back again. So he'll have the inside line into turn 4. And he's going to take it. Putin's going to send it up the inside. He thinks better of it. Would have been a pretty risky move and risk taking them both out. So Iron Apple remains P12. Putin B. Hoppin remains P13. Cracking racing between those two. Putin B. Hoppin was a very late entry there. Oh, that was a Red Bull running very wide. They're down in P16, P17. So Red Bull not having a very good race today. Sandeezy, he's slowly moving his way up from P15. He's in P7. He has Chihi Edmund in his sights. Viet pits on lap 10. So that seems a little bit early. Maybe he had an issue with his bit of damage there possibly. Let's get back to Sandeezy. So he gets a snap of oversteer coming out of turn 3 there. Oh, and this is Vengeance and Ash going at it. So Ash's debut in this league, putting on quite the show. He's P4, he had a good qualifying as well. Qualified P4. So he hasn't moved up, but he hasn't moved down. That's the main thing. Vengeance, though, definitely wants to change that. So it's a nice little quartet for guys. I think that's what you call it, a quartet. And, oh, PSI Legends taking an interesting line there. Has he pitted? He has, alright. So, it was an interesting line because he was pitting. That's pretty early. To 11 laps in. And that moves Sandeezy up into P6 as well. So, he's moved up 9 spots from his initial start of P15. This is Iron Apple and Putin still going at it, these two. Fighting like cat and dog at the moment. What about Sandeezy? So he's P6. Oh, Putin and Iron Apple going at it again. This is probably, we're almost in double digits now. The amount of times these two have overtaken each other. Iron's going to fight back. Putin's going to defend pretty hard. Goes to the left now. And is Iron Apple able to pull it up? Yes, he can. So knowing these two, they will have swapped positions again by the end of the lap. They're going to go side by side there through turn 6. That can be done. We've seen it done in real life. And now Iron Apple's able to get a little bit of a break from Putin. Been great driving from these two. It hasn't ended in tears yet. Hopefully not. Fingers crossed. Touch wood. I'm touching wood. You can hear. So hopefully they can both continue on. But it's Baraka out in front. And this is Sandeezy putting the move on Vengeance, trying to get into P3. Ash gets a 3-second time penalty. This is Chihi Edmonds in there as well. So he's, while Sandeezy's concentrating on Vengeance, Chihi Edmond is just trying to take advantage, be opportunistic, which is all part of the game. So they're all on the soft tyres as well, so they're all experiencing similar levels of wear on those tyres. So another cracking drive from Sandeezy to make his way up into P4. Oh, Chihi Edmond! Oh, he almost lost it coming through 7 and 8 there, so he was a couple of big tank slappers, so well done to hold on to the car there. Is he going to pit? Yes, he is. So I reckon those tyres, that was sign enough. And Vengeance is pitted as well. So Sandeezy going long is not unusual to see. So we'll I dare say he'll stay out for a little while longer. You can push another few laps out of them, out of those soft tyres. If you can get it to lap 15, that's the golden lap. Then you can go on to those mediums and you can make it all the way home on those mediums. So we're seeing a bit of a flurry of pit activity. So we've got Vengeance in the pits. We've got Chihi Edmond who's just coming out of the pits on the mediums. So is Slardis. Rhino's coming out on the mediums as well. So they're all going to try and make it home on those medium tyres. I dare say a lot of them would be banking on getting a safety car or two. As we're lap 13 of 36. Those that you're going to be pushing those medium tyres right to the very edge of their lifespan if you're going to make it through to the end here. So the guys that can go a little bit longer on the soft tyres, Baraka, Henry Rogers and Sandeezy, Putin be hopping as well. If they can stretch them out a little while longer, they will be in a very good position once they get onto those medium tyres. So it's Baraka, it's 11 seconds. Oh, so Henry Rogers and Sandeezy have both pitted as well. So Henry Rogers goes to soft tyres? He started on the softs though. What's happened there? I'm not too sure. Maybe that's a mistake. Sandeezy is going to the softs as well. So are these guys going to do 2 stoppers maybe? I'm not too sure what's happened there. But Sandeezy's come out of the 3-way battle and it's Vengeance. He's gone off. So is Vesti. Sandeezy's able to squeeze through, but did he get wing damage? I'm not too sure. So he just came out of the pits there, and they ended up sort of going side by side. We've got a safety car and Vesti just reversing onto the back onto the circuit, and that is not the kind of driving that we like to see. He's taken out Rhino as well. So Rhino's DNF'd. He's out. Vesti, not really the greatest re-entry into the track. We'll leave that one for the stewards. But it's unleashed a safety car. So who's going to take advantage of this? Of course it's Baraka. So he's on the medium tyres. This will open up the door for Henry Rogers and Sandeezy. If they've made a mistake going onto those soft tyres, they can rectify that now. I just don't know. It doesn't make sense. But yeah, the Baraka strategy definitely makes sense to me as we're under safety car. So we've lost Rhino, we've lost the King, and we've lost Primetime Raz. Who's pitting there? This is Iron Apple. He's pitting from those mediums. Oh, this would be... let's see what he's going to go to. Maybe the hards? Maybe? Nah, yeah, he's going to go to the hards. Alright, so he's taking advantage of a free pit stop under the safety car. So probably not where he wanted to stop, but you need to take your opportunities when you get them. This is Vengeance, so he's going to have to replace his front wing. He was caught up in that incident. Oh, no. Oh, no, Vit. Sorry, my apologies. So, Vit, where's he turned around? That was turn 1. So, we're under safety car. How's he... I don't know how he's turned it around. Under safety car conditions, Iron Apple's just come out on those fresh hard tyres. So, he's going to make it to the end on those. Sandeezy and Henry Rogers didn't pit again. I have no idea what those guys are doing, but pretty much everyone has stopped now. except PSI Legends is the only driver who's out there on these original tyres. They're 14 lap old hards. He's in P3. He's got Clearfus ahead of him on fresh mediums, 2 lap old mediums. Baraka's on fresh mediums as well. So that's the top 3. Then it's Henry Rogers P4, Ash P5, Sandeezy P6, Cheehy Edmund P7, Sliders in 8th, Ironapple in 9th, and then Viet in P10. So saw him have a little spin there. Not too sure what happened to him. Who was that pitting? So Iron Apple's pitting again? Didn't you just pit earlier? I'm not too sure. Maybe he didn't want to go on to the hards. What's he going to go into now? Mediums? Yeah, he's going on to the mediums. So I'm not too sure what's going on with him at the moment. Yeah, Sandeezy and Henry Rogers are going to need a pit again on those softs. And unless we get another safety car after this. Putin B. Hoppin, 3-second time penalty under safety car conditions for corner cutting. That's rough. Jack Jackson, he's on 9 lap old mediums. We saw him last week take a bit of a gamble with tyres. Not having a great race this week, so not too sure what's happening. He's usually up in the top half of the field. He's languished down around that P15, 16 position all race, all qualifying as well. Just hasn't had any pace. Alright. Just having a look. Hervina is on fresh softs. Vengeance is on fresh softs. So the guys that can go to the end is Baraka, is Clearfus, is Ash, Just, Cheehy Edmund, Slardus, Viet. Can you go to the end, Viet? You're going to be stretching it. You're going to be pretty close. Havina and Vengeance, you need to pit again. Iron Apple, you can go to the end. Jack Jackson, you will need to pit again. Putin B. Hoppin, you'll need to pit again. Crazy Kiwi, you'll need to pit again. Diddleick, you'll need to not pit again. So he's going to be able to go to the end. Alright, so this is... we're back under racing. So we've got the green flag. Lights were out. I was too busy yabbering on. But it's Baraka leading him through turn 1. It's Clearfus giving chase to him in P2. PSI Legends, he's in P3. He's coming under pressure now from Henry Rogers in the racing point. Looks like Clearfus is going to try and make a move around the outside of turn 3. Can't quite make the move done yet. So PSI Legends holds P3. Henry Rogers in P4, coming under attack now from Ash. Making his debut. He started 5th. He started 4th. He's now in 5th. Going to go around the outside of turn 4 around Henry Rogers. Henry Rogers is going to say, no, thank you. You're not going to get that. Looks like there's a little bit of cloud cover rolling in. So maybe we might see some rain towards the end of the race. We'll just keep an eye on that. But looks like everyone's gotten through the restart all right. We haven't seen anyone turn it around. We haven't seen any carbon fibre go flying. And everyone's back underway. So it's Clearfus is going to give chase to Baraka. He's on the fresher tyres, Baraka. He doesn't have any battery left. Clearfus doesn't have any battery left, sorry. Baraka does have battery. And he's able to pull a half a second gap already. Henry Rogers going up the inside of PSI Legends. So he gets back into P3. He's going to give chase to Clearfus, but it's PSI Legends and Ash in P4, P5 in the Renault. Ash says, I want to go into P4. Goes up the inside of PSI Legends into turn 3. And is able to get that job done. So, nice move from him. Jack Jackson and Putin B. Hoppin. Putin B. Hoppin has just been scrapping with anyone and everyone all race. He's still out there. P13 is Putin B. Hoppin. Hervina. Oh, no! He's hit Vengeance. So he's been in all sorts of trouble today. Vengeance. Is there a few other cars behind there? I'm not too sure. No, I don't think so. So Vengeance is going to have to pit. Viet gets a time penalty for corner cutting. But I think Vengeance is... Where is he? Yeah, so Vengeance is not going to have to pit. So he doesn't have any damage. Baraka goes the fastest lap. He's got a 1.1 second gap between him and Clearfus in second place. Cheehy Edmund. He's looking to move up a position. He's got Sliders behind him, but he's giving chase to PSI Legends. Diddleick gets a 5-second penalty and Julie retires. So we've had 5 retirees as we watch Cheehy Edmund send it up the inside of turn 3. over PSI Legends. Slardis is going to get in here as well. He's got to try and take advantage of this, and he does. So, he's going to have the inside line. Who's going to be able to leave it the latest for the braking? Big lock up there from Slardis. Oh, and Chihi Edmonds able to hold on for P5. So good racing from those two. All right, we've got some Cleophas. We see a 3-second time penalty as well. But this has been great racing after the restart. Everyone's managed to survive. Sandeezy on that weird old strategy he's on. He's going to have to pay the pit again. Jack Jackson gets a time penalty again. So most drivers now, unfortunately, do have time penalties. We'll get to that in a second. We'll just wait for the action to settle down a little bit. We're at 20 of 36. So we're just over the halfway mark of this one. This is round 10, season 2. FRL, thanks for joining us. Whether you're watching us live in the morning, the noon, or the night, it doesn't matter. I just hope you're enjoying what you're seeing. As we see Sandeezy and Iron Apple. Oh, what is happening here? That is a massive crash. Oh, no, there was multiple cars involved with that. Virt is out. Oh, dear, this is huge. I don't know, that's taking out nearly half the field by the look of it. So Virt, Chihi Edmond, and Henry Rogers are all out. I have no idea what was happening there, but it all happened at turn 3. So there was just a massive pile up. We were on board and I turned around and we just see cars everywhere. So, not too sure, but Virt, Chihi Edmond, and Henry Rogers were all caught up in that. And adds 3 more to the DNF list, and we've got a virtual safety car. Oh dear. I have no idea. We're back underway though. This is as crazy, as chaotic as last week. What if it rains? Oh my goodness. So we're down to 12 runners. We've lost 8. We just lost, and it is starting to rain now. How good is this? Oh, as if it wasn't crazy enough. Pardon the pun, Crazy Kiwi. You're down in 12th. You could get points today though, Kiwi. It's starting to rain though. So it is raining. It's going to have an effect because we've got 15 laps left. So let's... Oh, this is Sliders putting the move up the inside of Vengeance. We've seen Vengeance in all sorts of scrapes and scraps today. Sliders able to... not able to hold on there. Alright, so there's going to be decisions that will need to be made very shortly as this rain is getting heavier, so it's not quite the swap over yet. PSI Legends, the man on the 20-lap old hards, this could really play into his hands. Jack Jackson, straight onto the intermediates. I reckon that's a little bit too early, but he's got nothing to lose now, so this could actually turn out alright for him. He's languished at the back of the field all race. Oh, that's Putin be hopping. He was getting a little bit slippery through there, through turn 9 and 10. So yeah, this could work out all right for PSI Legends. Slardis, he's pitting. Has to be going the intermediates, surely. And it looks like he is. Yeah, he's getting his nose replaced. So we've got drivers already pitting. PSI Legends, as I was saying, this could be perfect for him. When are the leaders going to pit? That's going to be the question as well. The rain looks like it's only going to get heavier from now. They have to judge that crossover period. Do you go a lap? You don't want to go a lap too early, but then again, you don't want to go a lap too late. You want to time it just to perfection. For this man on the screen, it's a massive opportunity. Sandeezy, this has worked out great for him as well. So that makes sense now. Maybe he knew the rain was coming. That's why he went onto the soft again. So... and that maybe was why Henry Rogers did too, but unfortunately it's not worked out well for Henry Rogers because he's out. Putin be hopping. He moves up a position into P7. Looks like the rain is getting a bit heavier. Can't really see any spray from the cars yet. That's usually the sign that it's time to pit. As we see Cleophas, he's decided it's time to pit. He goes on to the intermediates. Baraka stays out there still. So the leaders are all out there. PSI Legends, he's looking to attack Sandeezy now into turn 3. He's on those 22-lap old hard tyres. He'll be itching to get rid of them and get onto the fresh set of intermediates to get his head around these rainy conditions. So we saw it wasn't raining in qualifying. So this will be their first time in the raining conditions. I remember I did see someone on the Discord this week talk about Austria and potentially liking the rain, if from memory. I can't remember. But we'll have to wait and see. So it's Baraka. He's got a 3-second lead over Ash. So this is a great drive from Ash in the Renault on debut, as we've seen passing Jack Jackson. So he's got to pit. Is he going to pit? Yes, he is. And I think that's Baraka in front of him is going to pit as well. So Iron Apple's pitting too. So is Sandeezy. So is Putin B. Hoppin. So is PSI Legend. So this is it. This is the crossover period. Oh, someone hit someone from the back there. I don't know who that was. Or was it already carbon fibre? I'm not too sure. Jack Jackson is out. Has he crashed? I'm not too sure. But this is the man leading the race. It's Cleophas, the man from Greece. I reckon... Jack Jackson, what happened to you? Let's just quickly see. I don't know. No, I think he's done. All right, cool. So it's Cleophas leading the way. It's Ash in P2. What has happened to Baraka? He came in. I have no idea what happened to him. All right, but everyone's on fresh intermediates. Crazy Kiwi is being a little bit crazy. Well, I was going to say he's been a bit crazy, but not crazy anymore. So he's in P11, and he is finally coming to the pit. So I reckon maybe a lap too late, but you know what? Better late than never. Here's Slardis. He's making a move on Hervina. Can't get close enough there, but the track is properly wet now, so it is going to suit those intermediates. Everyone's pitted. Pretty much all pitted together. Sliders went a lap early. Hasn't really worked out the best for him at the moment. Hasn't been able to take full advantage. And this looks like it's Vengeance. So everyone's pretty well spread out now. Just having a look over the field. So our closest gap is between Vengeance and that man Putin be Hoppin', who finds himself in P4. So he came into the session late. Arrive and drive, didn't qualify, started P20, has been in scraps galore, and now he finds himself in P4 on the right tyre at the right time with 11 laps left. He's 1.9 seconds behind Iron Apple, who's 3.8 seconds behind Ash on debut. The man in the Renault is looking good for a podium finish. Cleophas is in P1, so last week I think he had a really good qualifying session, and then the race kind of just fell apart for him. So he qualified P2 last week. Where did he finish? Let me just bring that up. He finished 14th. So he will be hoping to get a little bit of revenge. Oh, Crazy Kiwi, he's retired from the session as well. So we're down to 10. Yellow flag, sector 3. Oh, no. So he's retired in the pits. So I'm not too sure what's happened to him, but this is the Oprah Winfrey edition of FRL race today. Everyone is getting points. There's going to be points for Sandeezy, for Slardis, for Hervina, for PSI Legends, for Baraka, for Vengeance, for Putin be Hoppin', for Iron Apple, for Ash and for Cleophas. The question is, who gets how many? Will all be determined in the next 10 laps as we see Slardis putting the pressure on Hervina again. So he's going to have, it's going to be take 2. Sends it up the inside. Big brake lock up into turn 3. Makes a little bit of contact. It's a pretty ambitious move in the wet conditions there, but he's managed to pull it off there. And is he going to give the position back? No. Okay, no. All right. So he will remain in P8. Hervina in P9. Sandeezy there, or no, he's going to give the position back. Good driving there from Slardis. So he made contact, was a little bit rough there, but he was able to give the position back. So well done to Slardis. Good driving from him. No good deed goes unpunished as he gets a 3-second time penalty. Oh, and he almost turns it around there coming through turn 8. So he's down in P8. And PHE, it's going to call you Vengeance from now on. Vengeance! And Baraka. So Baraka's going to be able to, have to slice his way through the field. He's P5. He was leading this race by a considerable amount before the rain came. What can Vengeance do? Can he fight back in that Huss? He's had quite an eventful race. He's going to have a lot to do to catch Baraka though. Looks like he's able to put a little bit of a gap on him. The next man on his list though is Putin B. Hoppin, so he has scrapped for everything that he's gotten. And he's fought tooth and nail for it. He's P4. Let's see how hard he can make it for Baraka to get past. I reckon he's probably back to his normal equipment today as well. I think there's no question about that. He's back. So, alright. So Baraka P5. But leading the way, 8 laps to go. So it's starting to come down to the wire. Who's that? Someone's pitted. Ash. Why have you pitted Ash? Why? Has he got... Maybe he's got damage. I'll stay with Baraka. I'll just keep a quick eye on it. Has he got damage? Yes, he does. Alright, so that's why he's pitted. Baraka looking to get past Putin now. Putin's going to defend him pretty hard. Makes him go around the outside. Putin squeezes him. Can't. He fought valiantly then, Putin. But just not quite fast enough for this man. And not many are, if any, for this man. So he's 2.8 seconds behind Iron Apple in second, who's a further 12.6 seconds behind Clearfus. So all up, it's about a 15-second gap between Baraka and Clearfus. Can he make up the difference to get into P1? He's on the podium right now as it stands. Still 8 laps to go. We'll have to see if he can maintain that or improve. Now, this is Vengeance. Putin will... this will be a cracking drive if he can hold on to P4. We've got penalties to take into consideration as well, so we've got a few seconds now. So it's a 9-second penalty for Clearfus. So that opens up the door wide open for Baraka to take this thing out. Currently, Iron Apple's 13.3 seconds behind. So even with that penalty, if the race was to stop now, Clearfus would win. Baraka is hunting down Iron Apple though. It's only 1.6 seconds between those two as we're watching Vengeance and Putin. So Vengeance has a 9-second penalty. So that's no good for him giving chase to Putin. So I reckon Mr. B. Hoppin is on track here for a strong fourth position with 7 laps left. Baraka now is only 1 second behind. So this is going to be the one to watch. He's less than a second. No DRS obviously in the wet conditions. Once it goes wet, the DRS stops. And he's going to have to do it the old-fashioned way. He's still got the battery though, so it's not completely old school. And still not afraid to use the curbs there on the entry and on the exit. Iron Apple trying to do his best to break the toe. He can't. Baraka's able to get it done. He does. So he moves into second. Iron Apple's going to try and fight back valiantly, but he can't. So he moves into P3. Putin and Vengeance, they're still battling it out. I'll try and keep an eye on those two as well. But the man we're going to keep an eye on, 15-second gap between him and Clearfus. Now, Clearfus has the 9-second penalty, so essentially it's 6 seconds between these two. So he has to get within that 9-second gap to take home the win for Baraka. So we'll see if he can hunt him down. 6 laps left in round 10 of season 2 of FRL. This is Div 1. Hope you're enjoying the action. It has been action-packed. We have not been lacking for that. If you're wondering, why do we only have 10 of the 20 runners left? Well, we had some interesting driving there. We had a big incident not so long ago, which took out 3. Before that, we'd lost 5. So we lost 5 drivers within about, I'd say, 2 or 3 laps, with Crazy Kiwi and Jack Jackson there losing out as well. So But yeah, this is the Oprah Winfrey edition of FRL this week. Everyone's getting points. And so we've got 6 laps left to decide who gets how many. At the moment, it's 14.6 seconds between Baraka. Needs to get within that 9-second gap to take out the win, as Cleophas has 9 seconds worth of penalties. Baraka and Iron Apple don't have any penalties at all. Neither does PSI Legends or Hervina. So of the 10 drivers out there, 6 have penalties. 4 don't. Hopefully it can stay that way. You always hate to see the race decided via penalties, but Cleophas seems to be maintaining that 14-second gap. So with 4 laps left, wonder if the man from Greece can hold on. We'll have to wait and see. But in the meanwhile, we'll keep a track of these two. Slardis and Hervina, these two have been having their own private little battle. The gap's 1.3 between those two. Pretty much the closest on track, other than these two. Vengeance and Putin be hopping, who's been in everything today, but a cracking drive nonetheless. Started P20, didn't qualify. Rocked up and says, I'll have a crack, and finds himself in P4. Vengeance, though, would like to move up into P4 on the track. He's got 9 seconds worth of penalties, though. So he may finish 4th on track, but it won't record that in the scorebook at the end of the race. Do races have scorebooks? Not really. But you know what I mean, right? Surely you do. Of course you do. I'm insulting your intelligence to think that you don't. But we've got 3 laps left of this race. This is round 10. It's been a good one. It'd be fun to watch this back on the replay. Don't watch the qualifying though. Well, you watch the qualifying, just I made a big mistake in qualifying. Normally we do short qualifying. Today we did full qualifying. I saw it on the Discord. I kind of had an idea. I didn't have my co-commentator Viet today to commentate with me. He's the attention to detail man. I'm the close enough is good enough guy. I do the shouting and screaming. He does all the attention to detail, technical analysis stuff. I didn't have him riding by my side, so yeah, I messed that one up. But we're all good. We're here nonetheless. It's 12.6 seconds now between Cleophas and Baraka. So can he close out another 3.6 seconds? Can Cleophas hold on? That's going to be the question. Now PSI Legends is moving on the back of this battle as well. So he's got the weird engine glitch, so we'll just leave him be. But it's Putin be hopping, Vengeance and PSI Legends. PSI Legends does not have any penalties. So Putin be hopping, oh no, your P4 is under serious threat right now. Ooh, it's a little bit loose coming out of turn 9 there, PSI Legends. So he could move his way up into P4 here, PSI Legends. He was on that hard tyre for the whole race, pretty much, before the rain came. So the rain came at the perfect time for him. Sandeezy, I thought it might have worked out well for, but he's down in P10. He's going to get a point, but he's not going to get his 4th win in a row. That man to win is either going to be Cleophas or Baraka, I'd say. As it stands at the moment, Baraka needs to close another 2.8 seconds to take the win, because Cleophas has that 9 seconds worth of penalties. You hate to see it. Unfortunately, it is a reality, and that's what you get with strict corner cutting. And I am pro strict corner cutting. I think it encourages better driving and makes you a better driver. I know other leagues do it different. Some leagues vote on it week to week. Some leagues just keep it regular all the time. That's my opinion. I don't enforce the rules, nor do I have any influence over them. But that's what some people like chocolate, some people like strawberry. I like strict, others like regular. It is what it is. We're all different, and that's what makes it fun. So 2 laps left. Baraka needs to close a further 2 seconds to take home this win. PSI Legends is going to look like he's going to take home a very strong and well-earned 4th position. Putin B. Hoppen will probably finish 5th. And those bottom 3 after Hervina are all going to stay where they are. Ooh, so he's getting closer now. So further 1.7 seconds. Can Clearfus hold on? It's going to come down to the wire. It's going to come down to the last lap. What can he do? 1.7 it's holding at. 1.6. Alright, this is going to be interesting. He'd be spewing now. He'd be thinking, if only I didn't get that third 3-second time penalty. Oh, Putin getting all sideways there. We're on the last lap now. So where is Clearfus? So he's 1.6 seconds. Can Baraka do it? Ooh, not with an entry like that. So he gets a little bit sideways. It's 1.5 seconds. We'll keep an eye on it. I want to keep an eye on this battle as well. PSI Legends looking good for P4. Just really needs to keep it on the island here to take it home. Barring a major mishap, it's 1.5 seconds between Clearfus. So can Baraka close it down? 1.6. It's not looking like it's going to happen. Clearfus is coming through turn 6 now. It's 1.9. It's opened up, so maybe Baraka's had a little bit of a moment. It's going to look like the man from Greece. He qualified P2 last week. He had a dirty race, but he's come back with a vengeance. He qualified P3. He's got to take it home. It's round 10, season 2. Clearfus is our winner of the Austrian Grand Prix. Well done, Clearfus. A cracking drive. Even with the 9-second time penalty, here comes Baraka in P2. So he got caught out a little bit by the safety car. He's cruising in the lead. He comes home in P2. Iron Apple, a very well-deserved P3 for the Racing Point team. So he's going to make it a nice podium stop for him. He crosses the line in P3. Well done to Iron Apple. P4, arrive and drive. Putin B. Hoppen finishes 4th on track. PSI Legends is going to move up into their vengeance. He finishes P6. I think that won't be where he stays, I believe. Hervina, he moves up into P6. Slardis P7. Vengeance drops down into P8. Ash on debut. He was travelling really well before the rain hit. He's going to finish P9. And Sandese is going to cross the line in P10. So, well done to Clearfus. Great driving. Really good effort there. Baraka and then Iron Apple is the top 3. Driver of the day. You know what? I cannot argue with that. Putin B. Hoppen, I would give you my driver of the day vote as well. Well done to you. Whew! What a crazy race that was. That was hectic. It's a nice looking trophy there as well. So well earned trophy there for Clearfus. We'll watch the podium celebrations. I'm not too sure whether any of these guys have access to a microphone. I'll send them out an invite. And I'll see if they can jump on. If not, you don't have to, obviously. But we'll see. I'm going to leave that party and I'll start a new party. All right. Hang on a second. How can I do this? Where can I get all their details? This is very professional stuff here. Really should just... their details. Hang on. Bear with me. I'll see if I can get Iron Apple. This looks like him. Let's hope it is, eh? See if I can get him on the line. I sent him an invite. What about Putin B. Hoppen? See if I can get him. Alright. So I'll just wait. Oh, who we got? Ironapple? Oi, you're on? Hello?
Yeah.
Hey, how are ya?
Yeah, I'm good. P3, my first place in Division 1.
Congratulations!
Yeah.
That was a cracking race. Can you just turn whatever that screen is down on the back in the background there? Yeah, just turn that down. Yeah, congratulations. Well done. You finished P3. Walk us through it. So you qualified P16. Yes. So yeah, walk us through your quali.
Yeah, I have a problem with radio.
Mm.
I kept on losing control during quali, so I changed it to 9.
Yep.
9-1.
Okay. Yep. So you fixed up the wings there. So you qualified P16. What tyre compound did you start on? I can't remember. I can't quite recall. Did you start on the hards or the mediums? Mediums. All right, cool. So then, how did you find your race? Did you have who were you battling with? We saw you a little bit on the stream, mainly towards the end though. You were kind of you sort of snuck up on us a little bit there. So who were you battling with most of the race?
I'm not sure who that was, but it was a McLaren.
Ah, yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ah, so it might have been either Slatus or Putin be hopping. And then what were you thinking once the rain came? What were you thinking? What's normally your thought process to decide whether you pit or not?
I'm gonna wait for the guy in front. The guy in front pits.
You let the other guy make the mistake, and then you can just capitalize on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice. So this is your first race in Division 1 in this FRL league. Yeah, nice. So were you in Division 2 earlier, obviously?
Yeah, I was.
Ah, great. All right. And so this is your first race. You've been promoted up, and then you found yourself in P3 with a podium. So congratulations, man. That was a cracking drive from you. And yeah, you finished P3, so you've started your Div 1 journey off on a good foot. So congratulations on taking home P3 today.
Yeah. Thank you.
Awesome, thanks, mate. See ya. All right, so I don't think I can get anyone else in the party. I sent it out to Putin. I don't have Baraka, but. I'm not too sure if he's a get on the after race party chat anyway. So Ironapple's back. You got to get out of here, Ironapple. All right, cool. So that looks like it's it. All right, so we'll wrap it up. That was a pretty hectic race. But congratulations to Cleophas, who managed to take it out. I actually didn't send him an invite, actually. I should do that. Let's see if I can get him on just quickly. Is that him? Don't know. All right. No, we won't do that. All right, I won't get him on. All right, I'll have to get everyone on the list this week. But well done to all involved this evening. Interesting race. It had a little bit of everything. It had crashes. It had rain. It had battles left, right, and centre. It was a little bit chaotic. But next week we move on to round 11. So round 11, if my memory serves me correct, where are we going to be? Let's just double check it before we get out of here. So the calendar, it is going to be Silverstone. So, but before we do that though, we've got Easter next week. So, yeah, that was supposed to be the makeup race next week, Australia, on the 4th of the 4th, but that is a Sunday night. That is Easter next weekend. We'll have to see everyone's availability who can make it, who can't, because obviously Easter is, at time where everyone comes together and celebrates whatever, however you celebrate Easter. Whatever you, however you do it, wherever you do it, just hope you do it safe. That's the main thing. So we'll see how we go next week. It's all going to depend on availability and whatnot. After that, though, it is going to be, we'll be in Silverstone. So until then, my name is Nick. I hope you enjoyed tonight's stream. We'll see you the next week or a couple of weeks for round 10. Take it easy. Keep safe. See you next time.